All right, let's talk about something that can feel a little intimidating for a lot of people, the OBGYN visit. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at what really happens, why every single step matters, and how it's all designed to put you in the driver's seat of your own health.
I mean, that quote really says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just some feel-good suggestion. It's the absolute bedrock of the whole encounter. The source material is super clear on this. Sensitivity and respect are non-negotiable. Because, let's be real, these visits can feel incredibly vulnerable.
So let's get into it. How do you actually build that foundation of trust? Well, it all starts the very second your clinician walks through the door.
And you might look at this list and think, okay, that's just basic courtesy. But it's so much more than that. Knocking before entering, making a proper introduction, just addressing you with courtesy, all these little things are actually a blueprint for creating a space where you feel safe and respected. It's a way of saying, hey, your privacy and your comfort come first here.
Okay, once that respectful space is set, it paves the way for the next crucial part, the conversation. And I want to be clear, this isn't supposed to be an interrogation. Think of it more like a partnership where you and your clinician are co-authors, writing the story of your health together. And every single one of these points is a piece of a much larger puzzle. Your obstetric history can tell a ton about potential future pregnancies. Your social history might uncover things about your lifestyle or work that impact your well-being. No detail is too small. Every piece is vital to seeing the whole picture. Let's zoom in on obstetric history for a second. It's way more than just a yes or no to, have you been pregnant before? The real gold is in the details, right? Things like how long a pregnancy lasted, what the delivery was like. This information helps your care team get ahead of the curve to anticipate and maybe even prevent issues down the line. And this is a perfect example of why those details matter so much. I mean, think about it. Just one number, the weight of a baby born years ago, can give your doctor a heads up about potential risks today. We're talking about looking out for things like gestational diabetes or challenges with delivery. That's the difference between reactive medicine and truly proactive care. Okay, so after you've built that health story together, it's time for the part of the visit that, let's be honest, often causes the most anxiety, the physical exam. So we're going to break it all down, step by step, to show you what's happening, and this is the most important part, why it's happening. So the exam really has two big parts. First, there's the general physical. You can think of this as a quick check-in on your overall health, your baseline. They'll check your weight, blood pressure, listen to your heart and lungs, the usual stuff. Then you move on to the pelvic exam, which is a much more focused look at your reproductive health. Diving into the pelvic exam itself, it's not random at all. It's a very methodical three-step process. They start with the external, then move inward. First is just a visual inspection, then the speculum exam to see inside, and finally the bimanual exam to feel the internal organs. Each step gives a new layer of information, building up a complete picture. Right, the speculum exam. This is the part that allows the doctor to actually see the cervix and vagina. It's absolutely essential, not just for a visual check, but because this is how they collect the sample for a pap smear. And we all know how critical that is for screening for things like cervical cancer. And then comes the bimanual exam. Now, this step is all about assessing the organs you can't see, like your uterus and ovaries. By gently feeling their size, their shape, their consistency, the clinician can find potential issues that would be totally invisible otherwise. It's a crucial, tactile part of the evaluation. All right, let's switch gears a bit. A super common reason for a visit is, of course, to find out, am I pregnant? Well, the evidence for that comes in a few different flavors, from pretty strong clues to 100%, no doubt about it, confirmation. So you've got what are called presumptive and probable signs. These are things like a missed period or physical changes your doctor might notice. They're really good indicators, for sure, but they're not the final word. The only thing that gives you that 100% absolute confirmation are the positive signs, stuff that involves directly detecting the fetus, like actually seeing a heartbeat on an ultrasound. No way to mistake that. And check out this timeline. What's so amazing is just how early we can get that positive confirmation now. Thanks to technology like ultrasound, a fetal heartbeat can be seen as early as 6 weeks. I mean, that's just wow. It's an incredible peek into the very beginning of development. And of course, we can't forget about the home pregnancy tests. Those modern tests that look for the HCG hormone are ridiculously accurate these days. They're still technically a probable sign, but they're so reliable that they can often give you the answer before you've even missed a period. One of the most powerful points in the source material is this. Great healthcare is never, ever one size fits all. It's all about tailoring the approach to the individual person, making sure that every single patient gets the skill and respect they deserve. And that means really understanding who you're talking to. The whole goal of a first visit for a teenager is completely different from the needs of an older patient. A truly respectful approach doesn't just see those differences, it adapts to them. For younger patients, for instance, the number one goal is to make it a positive, low-stress experience. It's not just about getting through that one appointment. It's about laying the groundwork for a lifetime of trust in their doctors and a positive attitude about their own health. And for women with disabilities, that communication of care and respect is it's everything. It's paramount. The big takeaway here is that personalized, empathetic care isn't some extra perk. It is the standard, period. So when you boil it all down, what are we really talking about? Partnership. A respectful clinical evaluation isn't something that happens to you, it's a process that happens with you. And when you understand the what and the why behind it all, it totally changes the game. It empowers you to be a real, active, and confident partner in your own health journey. So we'll leave you with something to think about. Now that you know the why behind the exam, how does that change your perspective on your own healthcare? Really makes you think, doesn't it?